and welcome to another episode of PRFC Fan Show, a fan show by fans for fans. I'm Kevin, and so much has happened in the past week and a half. First of all, we're behind on episodes. Why do you ask? Because my computer died. I'm not going to go into the details. I build my own computers. I've had a reliable computer for years. My computers don't die until they die, apparently. So I had to fix it, get it all together, all that kind of stuff, so we are behind. This is what happens when you have one computer. Anybody want to buy me a DR system? Any takers? No? I didn't think so. So anyways, my apologies to Devin Vega, because Devin, we're late on getting part 2 of your interview out, but you will come out tonight. And Kyle Kepner, you should have come out tonight, but you're going to come out on Thursday after the Las Vegas Lights game. We're a little bit behind. We'll catch up. All will be well. This past weekend, we spent at Vela Luna watching the Sacramento game, and it was a fun time. I took a couple of pictures of people who were at the game. We all enjoyed the game. It was a 0-0 draw against Sacramento, and actually, even though it was 0-0, it wasn't a boring game at all. I thought actually it was pretty darn well played. We had great defense, we had great offense. The ball just didn't get into the back of the net. And of course, we had the beautiful missed PK, because that was justice. That was karma. Never should have been a PK. That ball went sailing. It is because the gods above wanted to make sure that justice was served for once. Last Wednesday, we were at the Brass Tap watching the game along with Billy Forbes and live streaming. It was a lot of fun, and Billy really put myself and Rick into our places a couple of times. It was kind of ridiculous, actually. We were sitting there talking, and we were talking about hair, because Kevon Lambert, you know, he usually has the fro going on, and now he's got the cornrows going on, and I have just had this thing where we were losing a couple games, and that's when the cornrows appeared, and I'm like, this is bad, I'm superstitious, got to get rid of the cornrows. And then we were talking about how Amadou has like this rooster tail thing going on instead of the normal that's going on top of his head. So I'm talking like this with Rick about their hair, and Billy's just looking at us. I was like, Billy, do we sound like a bunch of women talking about hair like this? And he was like, yeah, you do. That ended that conversation. Thanks, Billy. Anyways, we had a good time at the Brass Tap. I spoke with the owner of the Brass Tap. He's a great guy. They're going to be hosting watch parties for the World Cup. They are hosting more PRFC away games, and they give away tickets. In fact, we gave away 4 tickets at this last watch party. Let's hear from Jesse, the owner.
All right, we are downtown Gilbert at the Brass Tap, and we're here with the owner, Jesse. We appreciate you having us here. We're here for the watch party. And so we just wanted to thank you for having us here, and tell us a little bit about the Brass Tap.
Will do, and thanks for having me on. Yeah, the Brass Tap, we're an American craft beer bar. We have 65 handles of beer. We have 2 handles of margaritas. We have wine on tap, and we have a non-alcoholic root beer on tap as well for customers. We have a full menu, and we specialize in rotating all craft beer through here. We have staff that's highly educated and can answer any questions you have.
So Jesse, tell us, why did you decide to become a Phoenix Rising sponsor?
Oh, we decided to become a Phoenix Rising sponsor mainly because, number one, we show all sports. We love all sports, and soccer is becoming so much more popular, and we love the soccer crowd. They're great fans. We love to have them in. One of our owners, there's 4 of us. There's myself, my son Jesse, my other son Jason, and our 4th partner, Don Bias, who is a huge soccer fan. So he had done a lot of the footwork for this to make sure that this happened, and we're really excited about it.
That's awesome. All right, and Jesse's got some things to give away, don't you?
Yeah, actually tonight during the watch party at halftime, we'll be raffling off 4 tickets to the Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising game, which is June 13th. So come on in, the raffle's for free, and you'll get a ticket and get a lucky winner at halftime.
It's Vegas! Just for the soccer fans out there, they will be showing the World Cup here, and so please come. This is going to be awesome. We're going to have some events here, not just Phoenix Rising, but for whatever team that you want to root for. And do taste the Phoenix Rising lager.
Great, yes, absolutely. Looking forward to having the World Cup, that 4-year event, and it's going to be awesome this year. We can't wait.
The Brass Tap is in it to win it when it comes to sponsoring Phoenix Rising, and they are doing it right. So when you get a chance, check out the Brass Tap. You don't have to just go for watch parties. I would think you can go there anytime. Again, great food, great beer, great staff. Really fun place to be. In other way huge news, we found out yesterday that our head coach Patrice Caterone has left the building. He has exited the United States and is headed to Egypt, where he is going to be coaching El Alhed, El Heed, El Hadi, I don't know what it is, Al something, and they are a great team in Egypt. They've won a lot of titles. It's a huge team. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than these guys. So we can totally understand why Patrice would want to grab onto this opportunity, and of course, we wish him well. Now that we have Patrice gone, we got to look to what we're going to do here at home, because when it really comes down to it, what happens here is what's really going to matter. And of course, there's no surprise, Rick Schantz was named the interim head coach, and maybe that'll turn permanent, I don't know. And I think it's a great move. Rick's a good guy. He's been through thick and thin with Phoenix Risings and previous iterations of the team, and I think that he will do a great job. Now, people are worried. They feel like Patrice's shoes are very big shoes to fill. Here's what I say. Give Rick a chance. The World Cup is coming. In fact, the World Cup is going to be here on Thursday. That's in 2 days at 8 o'clock in the morning when Russia takes on Saudi Arabia. And it's just going to go on from there. Where there's a World Cup, there are watch parties. And if you look at the Phoenix Rising website or their Twitter feed, you will see that they have posted watch parties for the upcoming games. And those watch parties are going to continue to be added to over time. This is great. Now, what this also means is that you're going to have some options. And of course, the way I see it is, the more we have congregated in a place, the merrier, but sometimes those locations might not be convenient. So don't forget that the Brass Tap is a great place to watch the World Cup. And also, in this one case, on this Sunday, Father's Day, the 17th of June, we are going to team up with Rising as One podcast, and we are going to have a watch party at the Arizona Soccer Complex. It's going to be at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can see all the details on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, for both Rising as One and for PRFC Fan Show. We'd love to see you there. We know this conflicts with a Phoenix Rising watch party, and of course, you can go to either one you want to. In the future, we will have our calendars sorted so there won't be any overlap. In our case this week, we are going to watch the Germany-Mexico game, and then afterwards, Rising as One podcast and PRFC Fan Show are going to live stream and talk about the World Cup game and talk with people who are there, who are watching the game, and just kind of have a good time with a live stream for about 45 minutes or so. And then after that, we're going to have the Brazil-Sweden game, which should be a great game too, if you want to stick around for that. Arizona Soccer Complex has been wonderful about this. They're going to have concessions open. There's going to be beer. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be fun. We hope that you can be there. And then in the future, just for the record, we're going to make sure that we team up with Phoenix Rising so that we have watch parties together. That way we're not splitting up all of our forces. And then we will fill in the gaps with the Brass Tap. When Phoenix Rising doesn't have a watch party, we'll always have the Brass Tap there. They're going to be serving breakfast. Was that mentioned? On the early morning games, like 7 a.m., they're going to do breakfast skillets and stuff. It's going to be good stuff. Bottom line is, we're going to see good footy, and we're all going to get fat because we're going to have too much food and too much beer for the next month. Okay, I have talked enough. It is time to go to part 2 of the Devin Vega interview. So here we go. So you're with Phoenix Rising. You're the youngest player on the team. That means you're in this huge opportunity for development and learning. And you've got the likes of Didier Drogba on the field, Samuel Asante, who I think brings huge experience. And then I'm a big Kevin Lambert fan.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin's a different type of midfielder than you are, but I'm sure you guys talk a good bit.
Me and him are pretty good friends. So.
Do you feel like you're getting a great education here with Phoenix Rising?
Yeah, of course. Just learning from all the guys. You know, it's different everywhere you go. You meet guys from different countries, different cities, different everything. So the guys here they give me a lot of information. You know, they know I'm the youngest, and everything that they tell me I could take in and, you know, get better at it and, you know, be one day perfect, hopefully. I know stuff isn't always perfect, but just to try to get that far. And, you know, you're learning from Didier, you're learning from Asante, you're learning from JJ, and just, you know, those guys help you improve your game, so I'm very thankful for that.
In your perfect world, what formation would you like to play in?
Maybe a 4-3-2-1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want somebody on your sides, and you want to play attacking
Yeah.
in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was an attacking midfielder
Yeah.
back in 1824 when I played.
yeah.
And I loved it because I'm not fast, but I love to orchestrate.
Mhm.
You know, I could see on the field, at least I thought I could.
Yeah.
And for you, in the situation you're in, it just seems like you're going to be able to learn so much
Of course.
on
yeah.
that creativity side.
Of course. Yeah, it's awesome training with them every day. You know, competing, just trying to get a spot. You know, it takes a little bit of time
Mm-hmm.
as a youngster, and that's something that you have to understand. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just your mind. How you go into practice every day. Do you give up because you're not in the 18, or do you just keep working and trying to, you know, get there until you're there? You know, but
That's a tough mindset
Yeah.
to have, though, and not everybody has it.
of course.
Kudos to you, because I see a lot of people who are on the B team, and either they believe they should be on the A team,
Yeah.
or they just have sour grapes because they're not, even though they might not deserve it.
Of course.
For you, you're 19 years old, man. You've
course.
got an entire lifetime
Yeah,
right in front of
yeah.
you. But at the same time, I'm sure it's hard when you're in a Sacramento game or a Sporting AZ game
Yeah.
where you're sitting on the sideline just going, I just want to get on the field.
Yeah. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of things that you look into the game, you're like, oh, well, I think I could have done better than that. But, you know, you look at you're on the field, and once you're on the field, you see how different the game is
Mhm.
from them when you're watching offside the field, you know? And you can hear a lot of, you know, even with some of the fans, you go away, they're like, oh, you had a terrible game, but they don't understand how hard the game is until, you know, you're on the pitch and you're seeing how it is, you know? But,
It always looks so damn easy when you're
yeah,
watching it on TV.
Exactly.
So, if you were playing in midfield, who would you, I mean, are there any players that you particularly gel with that you're just like, I really enjoy feeding so-and-so?
I mean, I just think anybody that goes in there is capable of doing any job, you know, and
Mhm.
we have a really strong roster, and it's not, I don't think it's who I play with. I believe that anybody that's with me will help me out and me help him out. So I think all of them are my friends, you know, and
Mhm.
but I don't think it's like I would rather play with him than him, you know. I just
Oh,
think,
yeah. No.
I think it's like whoever's behind me, I know they'll have my back and I'll have theirs.
That's why I was mediocre, because I had favorite players that I could feed.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
usually it was the slower ones because I wasn't that great of a
Yeah.
midfielder. You know, when you start looking at moving targets like JJ or Solomon
Yeah.
or Billy, you've got to have some skill to lay them up.
Exactly.
You know, it's
yeah.
Lambert does a great job sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big Lambert fan, and so I'm sure when you're in practice and you get the opportunity to do that, it's just got to be a blast.
It's awesome, especially Lambert too. Like he's your favorite player, but he's awesome in the midfield. So he helps you. You know, he tells you man on when there's a man on, and just gives you the good advice you need.
Have you ever played anything other than midfield, or have you always
Yeah,
been
winger.
midfield?
Winger has also been my position. I played that at national team.
Really?
So yeah, I got changed into a 10 whenever I was at San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where they saw me in that position, and you know they wanted me here as a 10 too. But sometimes they'll push me out wide, and you know I'm used to playing those positions, so it's not too bad.
Great. When you go through the tougher times in your career as a team, not as an individual, like we had one of the best weekends we've had in Phoenix Rising history in Oklahoma, and then we
Yeah.
came and had a rough week.
Exactly.
How as a team do you guys work together to get through that mental, you know, wall of saying we got to move forward, we got to leave that in the past?
It happens, you know. You're not going to win every game, and if you do, then that's outstanding, you know. But there's going to be days where it's just not your day, and in the U.S. Open Cup, it wasn't our time to win, you know. And it's sad to just go out from a team like Sporting Arizona where we play them every weekend in preseason, or you know, we play them, and we had beat them every single time. And that game they performed, and shout out to them for good luck
they
to
did a great
them,
job.
and good luck to them this Wednesday. But they went out there and battled against us, and you know we thought we were gonna handle them easier, you know. And I just think it wasn't our time to win. But I think everybody's gonna pick our heads up, and we have two great games this weekend, or
Mhm.
this coming
This coming
week.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that, and we know that we can't do nothing now about these last 2 games and how we played, but we just keep moving forward.
And you just got to leave it behind.
Exactly.
You know, from a fan's perspective, yeah, it would have been nice. I'm very selfish. I was like, yay, we're out of the Open Cup, because I'd rather focus on the season and get the
Yeah.
USL trophy.
Yeah.
Heavy legs, I think, was part of the issue,
Exactly.
and I'd rather have the legs and do the Open Cup
Yeah.
in the future.
See, that was one thing that I wanted to win, though, because the same thing happened last year with San Antonio.
Yeah.
So it was,
I saw that. I
yeah,
read
it was,
that.
losing in PKs is one of the toughest things, you know. It sucks because you have to go through the whole 130 minutes to go down to PKs,
And it's
whoever
just
wins there takes it. So
it's the worst way to lose.
Exactly.
I mean, in
Exactly.
all of sports, it's the
Exactly.
worst way to lose.
Yeah.
No good.
exactly.
So, do you enjoy living in Arizona?
Yeah, I love it. I remember coming here the first day, and Nate dropped me off here, and I was like, oh god, I don't know if I'm adapt to this so soon. And I tell everybody that. But the more I was here, and the more I'd start going to look at stuff, and I felt comfortable here. I just felt like it was my new home. So
Good.
I take it in as in like, it doesn't bother me living here. I thought it was gonna be super hot, but it's not so bad right now. But I'm just waiting
Yeah,
until July.
July
hits.
is coming.
Yeah, exactly. But it's great. I like it. I really like it, and I enjoy it.
Great. How do you like working for Coach Caterone?
It's kind of hard to say because he's so good. Like, he's really good. He's one of the best coaches I had, whether it was youth and last year. But he's teaching me a lot, and he really cares about every single one of his players, whether you're starting, whether you're not starting, whether you're not under 18. He's just making sure you're recovering well, that you're not gonna pull anything, and he just really cares about everybody. He tells everybody, just if you're not in 18, keep working, and we understand that. We'd rather hear the truth than to just sit there and wonder why we're not playing. So he gives us that information. If he doesn't think we're ready yet, every player that isn't on the 18, we just keep going. And like I said, for the guys that aren't in the 18, including me, just all of us go in there and never put our heads down, and we just keep going as brothers should. And we're a group of brothers, and that's how it is. So
We see that as fans, we see that as a key differentiator of our team, is the quality of people on the team and the chemistry of the people.
exactly.
We'll sit there. My seats are, if you guys are sitting here, I'm in the B row, just a
Okay.
little bit behind you guys.
Of course.
And we'll sit there and go, what if, and switch out A team for B team and such. And what's really great, and this doesn't always happen, I'm not kissing your butt, we always come up with lineups that we'd be perfectly happy with on the field.
Yeah, and I do too sometimes. As a player, I just think that you can switch a couple things, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's always worth a try.
Sure.
If you stay with the same team, I feel like people are going to start reading you, and it's just going to be a tough time. So.
Understood. So what do you do on your off time?
What do I do on my off time? Just
Don't say Fortnite.
it's sad, but I do.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I think everybody always says that, but Fortnite has been one of my best friends. So, but I stopped after a while. I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah, okay, I said Fortnite, and Devin's girlfriend Clarissa sitting back here, and when I said Fortnite, she started laughing and laughing.
Yeah,
She's like,
she
you've
knows.
been pegged.
Yeah, she knows. But I mean, I'll be either sleeping, eating, or enjoy the pool a little bit. But I really like going shopping whenever I have time. But yeah, those are some of the things I do on my off time.
You go to Tempe Marketplace, or where do you go?
Yeah, just depending, like Target or something like that. Just there's Arizona Mills, which is like an outlet, so you can go to Nike and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
like
I found I think I was telling Billy this. I'm 53, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm very particular. I don't want to look like I'm trying to dress like a young person, because
Yeah.
I'm not. But there's this place called Sidewalk Surfer on Scottsdale Road.
Okay.
And they have some of the best choices of shirts, shoes, and shorts that you will find in all of Arizona.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, Sidewalk Surfer. See, shout out to Sidewalk Surfer. They never would see this. But,
You never know.
yeah, I have two boys. One's 19, one's 23.
Okay.
And when I showed the place to them, they were just like, then they like me again.
Of course.
So, do you go to Tempe Marketplace very much?
Yeah, we went there today to go eat and stuff like that. But I will. I didn't know what it was until I walked around in it. And there's a lot of like, you got different clothing stores and stuff like that. It's awesome. We don't have.
You got your State 48 stuff going on here.
Yeah, exactly. So this is really nice. But
did you get that at Just Sports or?
No, they gave us 2 shirts.
Oh, nice.
So they gave every player 2 shirts. So thank you for that.
Yeah, shout out to State 48.
Yes, sir.
I own a couple of them. I'm always pimping them because
Yeah.
they do great designs.
Of course, they're really nice tees.
So, how do you see the rest of the season going for you?
I think it will go well. You know, I'm just I think it's timing. You know, and when the right time comes, I'll be ready. I thought I had a really good preseason, and I think whenever I get the chance in a USL game, I'll take advantage of it. And I think just keep on learning and developing as much as I can, and just taking everything in. You know, whenever you're in a situation like this, it's how you your mindset and how you take it, and not to give up and not to put your head down, but just to see the brighter things. You know, and even when stuff looks dark, just always see the brighter things. But 19 years old, just
You got plenty of time, man.
plenty of time, and I just think learning as much as I can, especially from somebody I used to watch when I was young, and looking at or playing with him in FIFA and stuff like that. Yeah, it's awesome.
You know,
actually
it's-
being on the field with him and passing him the ball is just like, it's awesome.
It's got to be surreal.
It is. It is.
I always wonder if DDA gets tired of hearing about people watching him when they're kids.
Yeah, I know. I tell him all the time. I'm like, I used to play with you in FIFA because you were so strong, and he just hold everybody off, and
He
score
was
goals.
part of my ultimate team, man.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, before we sign off, any shout outs that you want to make?
Just to my mom and dad, thank you for everything, and I love y'all so much. Sam, again, thank you for everything you've done. I want to thank you for this interview and just taking the time out of your day to, do this interview.
We appreciate you taking time out.
Of course.
I mean, this is a special thing for us.
Of course. And just all my teammates, always pushing me, and even on the darkest days, always there for me, and just making sure everything's okay. And my girlfriend for always making me happy and just pushing me to be the best I can. Thank you. And that's it. And thank you again for having me on the show, and I look forward to seeing it. And thank you, everybody. So,
You've heard it, Devin Vega. We're going to sign out, and we'll see you next time.
thank you.
So as you know, I really like to promote the community that is growing around Phoenix Rising. There's always the Rising is One podcast where you get great game analysis. We've got firebirdsoccer.net that does everything around soccer in all of Arizona. And last of all, there's a new player in town, Rising Stats or Stats Rising, where somebody, I don't know who it is out there, and they're uploading statistics like number of shots taken over time, shots on goal, that kind of thing, and doing kind of mini analysis of those statistics. I think it's really interesting. It's a Twitter feed. If you haven't checked it out, it is Stats Rising. You should check it out. I think it's a lot of fun. Well, I think it's going to wrap it up for this week. What a past week and a half it's been. If we have more weeks like this, I'm going to get even more gray hair. Anyways, I appreciate you watching the show. Hope you enjoyed the interview and the content. Remember, we are the PRFC Fan Show, a fan show by fans, for fans, and we'll see you next time.